Well, let's talk about, speaking of money, a team that spent way too much money on somebody. That would be Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. And you recently had ownership come out and say, yeah, we might have messed that up. We might have dug ourselves in a hole bringing him in and put all our eggs in this basket and it didn't work. Now we got to dig ourselves out of this hole. That's what they said. With Deshaun Watson feeling like he has some comeback fuel. Ryan, break it a little bit down what Deshaun was doing recently.
Yeah, so this week, Deshaun posted a video on Instagram, and there's some music going on in the background. It's a montage of him working out at the gym. But during the video, he says, quote, "Everyone's doubting me. Everyone don't believe in me. Everyone don't think that I can get back to where I was. But I know and I believe the work that I put in, what I believe in myself, the peace that I've been channeling these last couple months, I know I'm going to be way better than before." There it is.
So how come it hadn't happened? I mean, this is my issue. It sounds good, right? Mm-hmm. And if you got to use other people to motivate you, or that's the reason that you're going to play better, I question it. That shouldn't be the reason. They're always going to be, I don't care how good you are, right? Detractors, people who doubt you. You know how many people, I'm talking about great players, right? Who have been doubted their whole careers. What? And you shouldn't have to be motivated by other people because they've watched you the last few years and you haven't been good. Okay, are they saying, "Oh, he's he's gone to the Pro Bowl or was All Pro 4 years in a row and I still think he's bad"? Is that what they're saying, or are they watching you and your stats and your play and saying, "This ain't the guy who was in Houston. He's no good any longer"? I don't. It sounds good. Kelvin, do you use other people to motivate you?
I wouldn't say other people. I would say scenarios, because I'm actually one of the people. We've talked about this before, and I'll give you a real-world example. Some people will go, and this is your guy. They'll go, "Man, Stephen A. Smith ain't worth $100 million. Man, well, all he does is talk to." I'm the guy who goes, great, because he, first off, great for him. Secondly, he just set the bar to me of what is possible. You get what I mean? So that inspires me. I go, all right, bet. That means that money's out there for those of us who do what we do for a living. So I get excited about that. And also, I'm fully aware of what's for me is for me. I strongly believe that. So I believe there's more room out there. It doesn't have to be this one person, blah, 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 like he got that, I can't get that. So I don't mind if you need a little fuel. If somebody doubts you, yeah, whatever you need to get to put a little fuel in your tank, I understand that. But also you got to deal with reality. And let's talk a little bit about reality.
Well, but that's my point. Because if that's the case, then you wouldn't be bad. No one would be bad then if people talking bad. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody would be bad. But that's not the case. Because you could say I want to use fuel. We talk about it all the time. Oh, there's bulletin board material. Oh, there it is. You shouldn't have said that about that other team.
Right.
Uh-oh, it's going to come back to bite. You know how many times the other team where you said something and the guy was right and they won and nobody went back to say you gave them bulletin board material? Only once in a while when it backfires. But when it doesn't backfire, nobody ever writes a story. Am I right? And
no,
says,
you're right.
Never. Not zero. I've never seen that.
No, you're right. So, to me, Deshaun Watson, here's what you need to do. First and foremost, I do think he's struggling with a little bit of and maybe he'll get over it this next season. But I do think for the last couple of years, Rob, obviously there's been injuries. Obviously there was an 11-game suspension. But I think he's also struggling with the Tiger Woods of it all, the shame of it all. You were Superman. Literally, that's what they were calling him in Houston, right? He was Superman. He was this MVP candidate. He was doing it all. The offensive line was terrible. He was running for his life, but he was still putting up crazy numbers. He was doing it all. And I think there's an element of the mental aspect where you feel exposed, you feel seen, you feel shamed, you feel embarrassed. And you know this. You've been covering sports for so long. Listen, all of those pros can play. I don't care what sport. I don't care what position. That's why they're pros. There's so few in the world that can do this. But what makes from solid to good, from good to great, is the consistency, right? Every guy in the NBA can score 40 out the blue. But who can give me 26 points a night, right? That's the consistency that makes you a really good player at All-Star. And Deshaun, some of that is just that little bit of edge. Some of that is that little bit of locked in. Some of that is that little bit of extra confidence or mojo you have. And if that's rocked or shaken, then I think sometimes you can lose your way, lose your step. And if the whole world heard about some freaky stuff, allegedly, you got to settle out of court some wild stuff, things are going on, issues at home, that stuff can rock you and affect you, right? Because it's that little bit of thing. Maybe you're not focusing on the film. Little bit of, my attention I'm not paying there. So I think that played a role in his poor performance. Obviously, now you're injured. That does not help as well. But he's also just been struggling. Simply, 34% QBR is crazy, right? 9 and 10 in the games that he's played over the last few, which is limited games. 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, not great as well. So I think sometimes it's okay to say in this season of my life, I have to just shut up and prove it silently. And I think that's okay. And we're all going to go through that in life. At some point, whether it be in your family, whether it be in your work, whether it be to yourself, where you can go away. I got to silently go away, shut up, and do what I have to do and silence the critics, silence them literally while doing it silently and let the play be the proof. And so I think that's what I would propose for him. Like, just go do the work. Because, dude, even if people aren't trying to hate on you or doubt you, they're literally saying, dude, you've been injured, you haven't played well. It's not that I'm trying to pick on you, let alone the personal stuff, the off-the-field stuff. You've just been injured and you haven't played good. So there are some people who could just not even be trying to bring up the past and just say, I haven't seen you play well. And so he has to go out there and do it and prove it. And to me, lastly, and we talked about this a little bit with Ja, I brought it up of how sometimes you got to just say, I brought this on myself. The issues, the drama I built off the field, and I kind of got to own this and know that this is a part of my showing contrition and changing my life. And I always like to bring up Michael Vick as a perfect example of that. So that's what I would be proposing.
I just think at this point, why do you even have to bring that up? Just go out and play well. That's the only thing that anybody's going to care about. Not that you proclaim you're using this fuel of the negativity and the haters and the doubters. So can I go back and go to a Browns game when the Browns are 0-6 and he's played poorly and ask, how did that fuel go with the haters and the doubters?
Right.
Did that help you at all? I would be considered a what if I went and asked that question after he said that's what he was going to use. I just you go out and you play better. And then when they ask you what happened from last year to this year, you know what happened? I tightened up some things. Mm-hmm. I worked harder. I went into my inner strength and went back to the simple things that I used to do when I was in Houston and I was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's the story people want to hear.
Right. No, you have to listen. One thing we know, winning cures all. And if he went out there and all of a sudden, who knows what they're going to do this season and as far as draft and what they're going to do quarterback. But if he ends up being a starter at some point and he's out there and he's playing, and let's say he just even plays 8 games because we know he's dealing with injury. He plays 8 games. He goes 6-2 with 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Hey, Browns fans are going to be like, you know what? We all need a second chance. We all need forgiveness. You know what? I'm loving what Deshaun is doing. So go out there, perform, play well, man, and just shut up and do it in silence. You know what I mean? And just go do what you got to do because once he plays better, people forget. That's one thing I've learned about the NFL. It don't matter what you do. Sold drugs, did drugs. Physical, I'm not promoting this, but people have been physical with women. Dante Stallworth, he's obviously, he's atoned for it, but killed someone drug driving. As long as you don't kneel, stand up for a cause, Colin Kaepernick, anything else is acceptable in the NFL.
Well, we already know that. I mean, that's always been the hypocrisy of the NFL.
That's the one thing you can't do is go kneel for a cause. Anything else, you can be redeemed.
Right. It is pretty much amazing. But this will be interesting. I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe that's what you need, and maybe other people are the same way. I don't work on that. I really don't. And I don't expect everybody to like me. I don't expect everybody to think I'm the best radio guy, best TV guy, best writer. That just doesn't. I do what I do, and I perform, and I work at my craft, and I work hard every day at it. And there are great days, some bad days. You know what I mean? But
right,
I'm happy
sure.
with, and I don't need to justify anything to anybody. I just got a tweet from somebody who's saying, "Oh, and the thing that's funny is, people think because they disagree with your opinion or something, like I'm negative or whatever. It's not that my opinion doesn't line up with yours.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make it negative. I just have a different opinion than you. So, and it's fine. I'm cool with it. I'm not in this for a personality or popularity contest. But in Deshaun's case, it ain't the only way you're going to win public opinion is to play better, is to return to what you used to be or closer to that. He's been awful. Can we say that for the owner? You're talking about negativity or the haters or the doubters. The owner said we swung and missed big time. I mean, what?
Mind you, he's still on the team. It ain't like he was
still
like,
on the team,
he's not
right.
gone where they're like, we made a mistake with a guy who's no longer here. They're like, hey, we made a mistake, and we're staring at the mistake in our eye right now.
And we're still paying this dude,
and we're still
too.
paying him. I think it's $43 million this coming year, and it's like still I think it's like still a buck. What is it? $1.30 or something? Still $1.70 owed or something crazy, man. It's still owed for Deshaun Watson.
That's if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'd have to burn down my restaurant and collect the insurance money. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns, all right. They still got brown underwear from this one.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
You ain't lying. They're going to be like, all right.
Are they yellow in the front and brown in the back?
You already know. The Cleveland yellow and browns right now.